I do not regret divorce. I don't regret divorce at all. I do, however, regret the way I went about it, in the sense that, like, I was not a good communicator. I don't think I was kind or had compassion for my partner, because I was just so done feeling so bad all of the time that I don't think I left in a way that was just very kind. Like, I don't think I was outright mean, but it wasn't kind. And looking back, I'm like, I probably could have had a more conscious divorce. And I think at the end of it, it was relatively amicable. Like, nobody left. Like, it wasn't some toxic, weird, crazy thing. We were both in agreement that it was what we needed to do by the end of it. I just think I could have done that better. And I don't ever want to be in that position again, ever. But just reflecting on that, no, I don't regret divorce. I do regret not coming at it from a place and, like, being my highest self. However, I was going through a lot. So anyways, you don't know what you don't know until you know it, folks.
All right, fam, you all heard her. She doesn't regret divorce. You got it right. She doesn't regret divorce. Hey, if she wasn't clear the first couple times, she doesn't regret divorce. Oh, and for the record, she doesn't regret divorce. For my younger viewers, when a woman has to repeat something multiple times, it usually means the exact opposite. Especially when she tries to put in code like, oh, I don't regret divorce, but I just regret how I went about it. Let me use my above average womanese translator. What she's trying to say is, yeah, she regrets divorce, but more than regretting divorce, she regrets the way that divorce went down. He's probably not going to take her back. Or maybe she already tried to get back with him, and he said no, putting out her negative attitude, and she's like, oh, so you're not going to give us another shot? And she'll try to guilt trip him or try to use some kind of sympathy like, you got to give us another chance. And then when he just says, I've already moved on, especially if the new girl he's with is younger and hotter, oh yeah, that's going to sting twice as bad. I wouldn't doubt that she just got home from trying to get back with the guy, realized that there's a snowball's chance in hell it's gonna happen. She could have had a couple glasses of wine and then decided, you know what, I need therapy. Where's my phone? I need to make a TikTok. As we all know, these special queens need TikTok like a diabetic needs insulin, like a fish needs water, like your average diehard womanist needs head meds. I mean, we could throw a bunch of labels on this and say, hey, this looks like denial, or this looks like pushing away accountability. Or we could say this looks like a woman's natural state of not accepting reality. But the truth is, if you want to know what regret looks like, this is what regret looks like. Moving on.
The court notified me that my final decree of divorce has been approved by the judge. I know that it sucks being alone. I come home and I'm alone. I go everywhere alone. I don't hardly talk to him anymore. I don't blame him. I filed for the divorce. So I'm sure people are wondering, well, you filed. Why are you so upset? Why are you crying? Just because you make a decision that you think is going to end up making things better doesn't mean that you have to give up the fact that you love that person or that you did it because you were trying or whatever. I've never met anybody like him, and I've never loved anybody like him either, but I don't want a divorce. I still am very much in love with my husband.
Emotional damage.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself there, queen. You said at the end, my husband. No longer. Ex-husband. Done. Finito. Gone. All right, hold up a second. Let me get this straight. You put in for the divorce, and you said that you don't want a divorce, and you still love him because you never met anyone like him, and you'll never love anyone like him. So why put in for the divorce? That's right. You ran with your emotions because 70% plus of the time, women file for divorce based on the all-important, almighty feelings. Because as we know, feelings never change. And she said that she doesn't blame him because she put in for divorce. No, duh. Seriously? That's mighty big of you. Now, ladies, if you think I'm sounding kind of cruel right now and I'm hitting her a little bit too hard, well, I'm sorry. This gorilla does not have a whole lot of spot in his pity section for a woman like this. A woman that says that she's deeply in love with her husband, forced him to go through the circus of family court, dragged him through that whole experience, which is much worse for men than it is for women. And then after it's all said and done, she regrets it and like, oh, I'm still in love with him. In other words, you must have done it for very flimsy reasons when you have regret this quickly. But you know what? That's all right. You got yourself a one-way ticket back to the carousel. And you're going to meet a bunch of Chads and Tyrones that are not like your husband. Boy, oh boy, you're going to have fun jumping from one pump and dump to the next. Hey, you put in for the divorce, you've earned it. Moving on.
I stayed at home for 13 years. I don't have a lot of regrets about that because I was taking care of my 2 kids, taking care of my home. My husband's in the military. I feel proud of the work that I did, raising my kids and taking care of my home. But gosh, I have so much regret right now. I have so much regret that I stayed home. I'm in a hole right now that I'm trying to dig myself out of. And I just think to myself, I never should have trusted this person with financially, mentally, emotionally. I should not have put my life in this person's hand. Most days I try to be positive about this changes that are going on in my life, especially through this divorce process. I'm going to have good days and bad days. And like a few days, I've had good days. I felt really hopeful, confident in what I'm doing. This is the best thing for me. But today is such a bad day and I just feel like an idiot. I just feel like a complete and total idiot. Like, why did I think it was a good idea to just completely financially, mentally, and emotionally just depend on this person? Especially when there was so much evidence, when there were so many indicators that I couldn't depend on this person. And I just kept doing it for years. I'm trying really hard to dig myself out of it, but gosh, it's really hard. I just feel so much freaking regret. And I'm like, why was I so dumb? I never should have trusted him. I should have been more independent. Even if I was married, I should have gone to school. I should have gotten a degree. I should have got a job. I should have done more. And I just sat on my ass and I depended on him. You know, maybe I sound bitter or cynical, but just don't stay at home. Don't stay at home. Don't depend on a man financially. Don't think, oh, he wants to be a provider. He takes care of us. No, don't do it. Just don't. Don't do it.
Show of hands for everybody who knew. Bingo.
Oh, wow. This 52-year-old Queen that put in for divorce says that she regrets not working and regrets that she depended way too much on her soon-to-be ex-husband. All right, for my viewers, let me give you a little bit of backstory on her before I continue. Her husband is in the Army. She's 52 years old. She grew up in foster care, and she made a separate video, which is pretty long, so I'm just going to sum it up, explaining why she's getting a divorce. She said in the other video the reason she's getting divorced is because she's tired of not being valued, not being seen, being taken for granted. She's also tired of being unloved, and she's also tired of being disrespected. One thing that this gorilla noticed off the bat, hold up a second, wait a minute, you're putting in for divorce for those reasons? Why is it that I'm not hearing the really horrible ones? Like, oh, I don't know. The ones that a lot of women like to throw around, like, he cheated on me. Nope. She didn't mention that, so apparently he's faithful. He physically beat me. Nope. Seems that the guy never did that. And let me tell you something. If her spouse ever did beat her, it only takes one phone call to his chain of command to put him in a world of hurt, especially if that beating took place inside the military housing complex, inside the military base. There you get the MPs involved, and now we're talking military prison. And anyone who served in the military could tell you, Leavenworth is probably the last prison you want to do a sentence in. There are many videos on YouTube on that, but let me get back to this. So basically, she is divorcing her husband based on pure emotion. This girl doesn't see her regretting her divorce later. Nope, not a chance of that. All right, Queen, good luck to you, because I'm pretty sure that Chad and Tyrone are not going to disrespect you when they start flinging that meat. When you have to live on your own and pay your own bills and work the long hours, then we'll see how tired you are. But as we all know, she's already using TikTok as a therapy session, saying, I regret not doing this, I regret not getting divorced earlier. Sure, you're gonna have a bunch of women out there celebrating you, saying, yeah, you go, girl. And I'll give it about 2 to 3 years after her divorce, she's probably gonna put another video on there saying, I regret my divorce, I regret leaving my husband, it's so hard out here. And those same women are gonna say, no, don't worry, Queen, you're just gonna be stronger. But they're not gonna be standing next to you grinding it out, sister. Nope, you're on your own. Good luck. Moving on.
Okay, so I'm just home by myself today. Again, as usual, I'm okay with most things, but today something hit. I don't know what hit, but I look terrible because I've been crying. And yesterday I went to try to go have Botox and shit, and they bruised me. Like, I don't know, but it's been 15 or longer years since I got left Hulk Hogan, and my family is in the worst mess. Brooke doesn't talk to us. She's had twins. She got married. She didn't tell us. She had twins. She didn't tell us. She had a huge fight with Terry. I don't know how that reflected onto me, but she cut me out too. I haven't talked to her for 7 years, almost 8 years now. And God bless Nick. He's still such a good boy. I've never put a Facebook post out like this with my ugly face and my crying face, but I have to be honest about what I went through in my marriage with Terry as Hulk Hogan. And
now's your chance to see Hulk Hogan how you've never seen him before. Sensitive, articulate brother, and also wired out.
All right, I may not get another chance at this, so I'm going to get this out of the way real quick. The training, the prayers, the vitamins. What you going to do when Hulkamania divorces you? I mean, dude, it's been 15 years and she's still a freaking mess from the divorce since she left Hulk Hogan. I mean, Colleen, you left Hulk Hogan. He is an HVM. I mean, he's like part of the 0.001%. And I'm sure she's going to come up here and say, oh, how terrible of a husband he was. We all know the stories that he was unfaithful to her. And let it be clear that this gorilla does not defend unfaithfulness. I mean, I could say that, hey, if you're going to be stepping out on your woman, you should tell her from day one. That's not reality with 99.999% of women out there. I will say something else, though. Ladies, you have got to understand, when you decide to marry a man that's going to be that valuable, that's going to have an HVM that high, I'm sorry, he has options. Let's be honest. Every week, a new chick is going to show up giving up those cheeks. And 9 times out of 10, he's going to smash. When you're dealing with a multimillionaire, there's a high probability that's going to come around. And you know what? The best thing you can do is accept it. Say, hey, you know what? All right, you're going to step out every now and then, but I am the main woman here. You're going to be coming back home to me, and I'm the one who's going to get the benefits of the bag. You know, I get the full menu. She doesn't get a menu, and if she does get a menu, she gets like a kid's menu. Apart from the other family problems that she's talking about, her daughter and the grandkids that she hasn't seen and all that, hey, I got it. Every family has its issues out there. But she obviously made this video to talk about Hulk Hogan. So let's hear the rest of what she has to say.
What it entailed and what it has caused over the years and everything else. He's a complete liar. He is a addict. Your face out there and know that all these horrible things are going on behind the scenes. Yet he marches on. He marches on like, yeah, oh, I'm promoting my own beer, real American beer. Yeah, look at me. Woo! Yeah, he's such a hero, right? Not. Okay, I'm going to give him my thumbs down. I've given him more opportunities to come back and make us a family and try to, I'm sorry, it's so sad. And it's been 20 years and I'm still this sad. Somebody please explain that. I don't know. It just doesn't get better. I do love living alone. I don't ever want to be married again after him. Trust me. But, I love my...
Damn, fam, that is the WrestleMania of divorce regret right there. Let me jump quickly to a few of the minor things that she said, then we're going to hit the major thing. I mean, she starts off by basically trying to shame/insult the Hulkster by saying that he is a complete liar. All right, that's nothing new. We've heard this before, that Hulk Hogan likes to exaggerate stories or just says flat out lies. He suffers from the condition of a guy who lived an awesome life, but still thinks that he has to make it sound even more awesome. She said that he's a schmex addict. Now that's interesting. Okay, are you saying that he's a schmex addict because he slept with other women? Or are you saying it because, I don't know, maybe you refused it more than a couple times and he was like, all right, whatever you're not giving me, I'm gonna get it from another woman. Like I said, a guy of that status, every week a new chick is gonna show up to give up those cheeks. Interesting that she said that he's promoting his own beer. Yeah, it makes him a real hero, right? I don't know if that makes him a real hero, but now I know what beer I should look for when I start using up my beer fund. And the link to that beer fund is in the description for those of you who want to donate to that. Now, the key thing that she said there on that that second part. She gave him more opportunities to come back and make them a family again. Oh, right there. That's the 24-inch pythons of regret right there. Queen, you've been divorced for 15 years. He's over it. He replaced you with a younger, hotter model. I mean, the reason that you're probably crying is because you saw how messed up that Botox left your face, and then you probably saw a picture of Hulk Hogan's current wife, and you're like, dang, I got replaced. So why don't you do what a bunch of women would tell you? Go out there and find someone better. Oh, you can't replace Hulk Hogan, can you? 15 years, you figured you would have found someone else, but you haven't found anybody. I wonder why. Possibly because you're multiple decades past post-wall smashing and not one HVM wants to take you serious. A lesson to my female viewers out there. When you leave a good man and decide to go back out to thy streets, you basically inject yourself into the Survivor series of dating.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.